on a Victory Monday. I know it was only 2 weeks ago that they had their last win, but after the week and a half we had as a fan base, with the Eagles losing to the Giants, with the Phillies getting eliminated from postseason contention, we needed this victory, Ricky Bo. Maybe more than the Eagles themselves needed it. The damn fan base needed a victory.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. And it was a nice victory. It wasn't one of those that was really in question for a lot of the game. I mean, to me, this is what you kind of wanted to see. This is what the fan base was waiting for. They wanted to see some air. Well, you know what? The ball got up in the air. Running game, not so much, but it didn't really matter in this one. Jalen Hurts, absolutely spectacular. I mean, I think it answered some questions. Didn't answer all the questions, answered enough. That's the way I looked at it. I liked a lot of things that happened. Obviously, there were some things that you didn't like, but for the most part, I think you could walk away from that game with a good taste in your mouth.
Yeah, and we'll break it all down throughout the show. And you're right, there are some things we'll focus on that need to improve. But ultimately, coming off 2 straight losses, when there was a lot of noise and a lot of chatter from the outside, what's the problem? Are there drama going on between the quarterback and his receiver? Are the coaches on the same page? And we heard all the right things coming out of the NovaCare complex, that the vibes were high, that they had meetings, they took this mini bye to all get on the same page. To come out and perform that way with your passing attack, where Jalen Hurts has the most passing yards he's had since December 4th of 2022. He's only the 3rd Eagles quarterback ever to have a perfect passer rating. You got Nick Foles, who did it when he had the 7 touchdowns. You had Donovan McNabb, who did it once. And now Jalen Hurts. This is exactly what the doctor ordered.
It is unbelievable the way he played. I mean, I thought he moved from the pocket when he needed to. He stayed in the pocket when he had to. This is the guy that everybody wants to see every week. I think they gave him a longer leash. I think there was definitely a longer leash in this game. I mean, he made some plays. Think about that A.J. Brown long pass down the left side. He tells A.J. to fly. At one point during the play, he's kind of scrambling, kind of gets loose, tells AJ to fly, hits him in stride. That's what you wanted to see. He's had a couple of these plays earlier on in the season where he didn't hit the receiver. He was right on target in this one. And, I mean, to go even further than just Jalen Hurts in this game, everybody will look at A.J. Brown. I look at Devontae Smith. I mean, this guy's been pretty quiet this whole season, hasn't complained really about not getting the ball that much. But the numbers he put up, that was absolutely beautiful to see.
Yep, career high, 183 yards. It's the most receiving yards of any receiver in the last 10 seasons for the Philadelphia Eagles. It was a pretty impressive performance through the air. And then sometimes the formula in the NFL is a simple one. You win the turnover battle. The defense creates 2 takeaways of Carson Wentz. You had the pick 6 for Jalen Hunt. Great pressure from Jalen Carter. A nice call by Vic Fangio there. They bring Zach Bond, they drop Jalen Hunt in the coverage, confuse Wentz a little bit. He tries to unload it under pressure. Boom, pick 6. They get the interception on the Drew Makuba INT. You win the turnover battle, and then you dominate in the red zone. The Philadelphia Eagles defense holding a pretty good Vikings red zone offense. They were top 8 in the league coming in. 1 for 6 in the red zone. You win the turnover battle, Ricky. You win in the red zone. You're going to win a lot of games in this league. That is a formula for success.
Yeah, and I think, you could say a lot. Okay, Carson Wentz did throw for over 300 yards. Yes, you could say that. Eagles, they pressured when they needed to. And I'll tell you right now, the front did get through. The front did put pressure on Carson Wentz. How many times did you see him flushing out of the pocket? I mean, you think about the two interceptions. I mean, talk about a gift to Makuba. He could not have thrown that to any better right in his chest. And that's exactly what you need to do defensively. Be in the right place at the right time. Great interception for Makuba. And the Jalen Hunt one was outstanding. I mean, a lot of pressure on Carson Wentz. And that was the one thing that we talked about on Friday, that if you put a lot of pressure on Carson Wentz, he's going to chuck the ball. He does not really care about where he's throwing it at times, especially when he flushes out. And he made some errant throws. One of them was run back for a touchdown. And, yeah, the Eagles protected the football. That is the bottom line. Jalen Hurts there's only so much you could say. This was the best game possibly he ever played.
It definitely up there.
I'll put him up there with the 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah. It's a good point. It's hard to be much better. 19 of 23, 326 yards, 3 touchdowns.
2 bombs.
And he made plays with his legs when he had to, extending plays to get the ball down the field, like you said.
Not necessarily rushing-wise, just extending the play, yes.
Correct. And that sometimes is even more impressive because not only is he extending the play with his legs, he's keeping his eyes downfield. He's signaling to his wide receivers. You hit the nail on the head, that early touchdown to A.J. Brown. I mean, that's just street ball right there.
Yeah.
You extend the play.
Go.
Yep, he points to him. They're all on the same page. It was a great performance by the passing attack. Now, it wasn't all perfect, and we will get into it throughout the show. The rushing attack could be better. The Eagles' pass defense could be better. I mean, you did allow over 300 yards to Carson Wentz, but they have good receivers. But this is what the team needed. You're coming off 2 straight losses. All the chatter from the outside, is this 2023 again? Are they going to be able to stop the bleed? All of it. And I think Jalen Hurts summed it up the best. When he was walking off the field after the game, cameras caught him screaming, "We're not losers anymore." And he explained what he meant on the podium postgame. Listen to Hurts.
We're not losers anymore because that's coming off the field because that's all I could think about. That's all I could think about throughout these last 2 weeks. You know, having opportunities to finish the game, to finish the fourth quarter. I really think this is the first time we've finished the fourth quarter and finished in the second half. And so those things come up, and it's important in this game. And so I think definitely there was some fire there, but within that fire, you have to be the calm. You know, focus on executing your job, and that's all I was reiterating to the guys out there.
So I love this from Jalen for so many reasons. Like, we knew that we had a quarterback who hated losing. And we talk about a lot that all he cares about is getting the victory, no matter how it looks. He doesn't care about the stats. He's coming off the field on one of the best performances we've ever seen him have through the air. And all he cares about is, we're not losers anymore. We won the game. Like, that's all it's about. I love having a quarterback like that.
See, I mean, we've come on this show a bunch and said, you know what, who cares how they looked? It was a win. Or it was, you know what, it was a loss. What should he care about? That is what a quarterback should be caring about, walking off the field. What if he had a bad game, they still won? He should be happy that they won. I mean, he's a franchise quarterback. We all know that. What's the one thing that sets him apart from everybody else? That he wants to win every game. Not just one, not just 2. He wants to win in every single game he plays. What does that make him? The ultimate competitor. What do you want at your quarterback position? The ultimate competitor. This is perfect. I mean, in the eyes of an Eagles fan, think about this for a second. What's the one thing you want, Bill? A win every week. That's the way he plays. He's always played it. He played in college like that. He plays here like that. That's what you want in a quarterback. You want a guy who thinks he could win every single time he steps on the field. That to me is part of being great, isn't it? You think Tom Brady ever expected to lose?
No. And you're right. It's exactly what you want in your quarterback. And now when we look at the Eagles, through 7 weeks of the season, it hasn't been pretty all the time. The offense needs to continue to grow and improve. The defense needs to get better. They got to get healthy. We'll talk about the injuries. But to be sitting here right now at 5-2, and you look back now at the teams that you have played, Cowboys aren't as bad as a lot of people thought they were going to be coming in. You beat them. The Kansas City Chiefs, looking like they could be contenders in the AFC. You beat them. The L.A. Rams, they just dominated the Jaguars in London. You beat them. The Tampa Bay Bucks, they got a big game tonight against the Detroit Lions, sitting there 5-1. You're their only loss. Like, this team, yes, they didn't look great against the Giants. They really fell apart against the Broncos. But to be sitting here through the first 7 weeks of the season with a schedule that has not been that easy, to be 5-2, coming off of the Super Bowl, I'll take it, Ricky Bo.
Yeah, you have to take it. I mean, you know what? I think you said something before this season started, that it's not going to be as easy as it was last year. It's not going to be the 16 wins out of 17 weeks. That doesn't happen in football. That was a special team. I mean, to say that they're 5-2 right now, and I don't think they've kind of scratched the surface of what they could be on either side of the football right now. I think that is beneficial to this team in the long run. That just means that they're only going to improve, and that only means they have room for improvement. Think about this for a second. You know, their offense, the offense could look a lot like yesterday with a running game if they ever get that going. But as far as Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and what they could bring to the table, we saw that in full force yesterday. We saw a Jalen Hurts at the top of his game yesterday. So the one thing that has to move forward, the offense has to move forward, the defense got to continue to get better, and the running game's got to find itself at some point. When they put it all together, think about what the game's going to look like.
Yeah, it could be a scary thing for.
I'm just saying.
You're right.
Last year, it took a long time to develop. I think everybody just remembers the end of last year. Beginning of last year was very touch and go until the break. They had the Week 5 bye. After the Week 5 bye, they got better by increments. They didn't just get better in Week 6.
No, that Browns game was teetering. You remember?
Yes, it was teetering. They got better as the weeks went on, and then what did they do? They hit their groove. You think about baseball right now. You have two teams in the American League that did what at the end of the season? Started hitting their groove. That's why they are where they are right now in Game 7 of an ALCS. It could be the same thing with the Eagles. If they continue to improve, and if they're getting better as every week goes by, they're good. Hey, look at it this way. They're 5-2 right now. They are 5-2 and haven't hit their stride.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have, man. It is a good problem to have.
What's up, everybody? It's Bill Colarulo from Unfiltered with Ricky Bo and Bill Colarulo. Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel because we post a ton of content. It's not just what you hear on air. We're posting content all day long. We do some things before the show, after the show, even stuff during the show. So subscribe, like, do whatever you got to do. We got all this content coming to you every single day.